my agenda for today is to do a quick deep dive into CRO, into the most important things, especially in terms of how people buy, how to sell to people, how to do conversion optimization. I will touch a bit on market sophistication, what to do in 2024. Then I'm super happy to go into screen share of your website if you want me to look at any specific landing page, product page, your store, whatever it may be, to give you some tips for your product. And then we will round up with a quick Q&A at the end. I have tons of resources. I've done so much content, so many videos and everything. So it's pretty tough to put it all into like 1 hour or to put like the best together. So basically just what I did at the bottom is I've also linked to what I believe to be the most important resources, but you can also afterwards check out my YouTube channel or other stuff where you will find just like a bunch of resources. I also did like a couple of webinars with Foundr. They should probably have it in the library too. So yeah, if there's anything specific, just put it in the chat and I will share it with you. So I've had a look at the questions and everything. And one thing that I found from the way that the questions were put is that I want to start with like the understanding of what is conversion optimization, right? Like a bunch of people throw it around almost as like a buzzword, right? Where they're like, you have to do CRO or you have to improve conversions or something like that, but it's more like a buzzword. So I want to break it down into what it really is and how you can actually apply this. So first, I want to start with this core concept, which helped me really do conversion optimization, what I think will also be really valuable for you, which is e-commerce isn't much different from offline sales, meaning 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we sold to people in like an offline store in like a retail space, or we would send out mail to them and then they would buy, right? Then that shifted from like the retail to like direct mailing, then it shifted to radio, then it shifted to television, then it shifted to the computer. And nowadays it's mostly Instagram and TikTok, right? Where you play out the ads and then you have a website where you push the traffic to. And what I see most of the times is that brand owners are overcomplicating this whole thing of like running ads and building a website just because it's like so detached, right? You're just in front of your computer, you don't really see a prospect or you don't really talk to a customer or something, and that's what I mean with detached. So it's pretty difficult to sit down staring at like a blank page or like a blank design, and now you have to come up with a sick creative that's grabbing their attention, or like a nice landing page that's going to convert really well. So basically, the website and the funnel and everything you show them is just an online sales pitch that you do with your prospect, right? And now you have to imagine doing this at scale, because that's basically e-commerce, right? You have to break down what does your prospect need to see and need to believe and need to think in order to buy your product. Then you have to translate that into a certain creative that you can show them on Facebook or Instagram. And then you have to translate that into a certain landing page, product page, whatever, where they're going to buy. And then you do that at scale to thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, right? And that's basically e-commerce. But again, I feel like a lot of people are overcomplicating that, and a lot of people are too detached from that and don't think about the end consumer and don't think about the people, the human beings that actually end up seeing the ad or buying the product. Meaning, and this is what I want you to focus on, is you're still selling to a human being, right? And while we are all different, we all look different, we all think different, what's really interesting, if you go down the psychology road, the psychology rabbit hole of consumer psychology and how people act and everything, is you will find that at the core of every single human being, from the evolutionary psychology perspective, everyone is the same. Meaning everyone at some point in their life wants to find a partner to mate. And the biggest fear of everyone is being alone or dying, right? Meaning number one is everyone wants to find a partner to mate. And number two is we all have this really deep fear deep down that we're not going to find somebody to mate or that we're dying one day, right? So of course, everybody has their own characteristics, own beliefs, own desires, own pains. But if we break it down to the core principles, We are all the same, right? We are all human beings. And building on this foundation idea, the brain also hasn't developed much over the past couple of thousands of years, right? Even though technology advances really fast, our brain up here that makes the decisions isn't developing that fast. So we still have the brain from like a couple of thousands of years ago, and now we are not like really catching up to the technology. And I've brought this visualization of this because basically like the brain in terms of like how it's wired is always the same, right? We need food, we need a partner, we need to sleep, we need to go out and hunt and all of that stuff. And this is all great, and you may ask now, hey Carl, that's great, but I didn't sign up for evolutionary class or psychology class. I want to know, how can I get somebody to buy something? How can I get someone to buy my product, right? And I want to dive deeper into this. So the question is, how do we get someone to buy something? And for me, selling, and this is, I didn't come up with this, some others came up with this, and then probably a bunch of trainers before. Selling is all about figuring out the current situation of your prospect, the desired situation of the prospect, and then positioning your offer as something that gets them from where they are to where they want to be. So basically having a really deep understanding of where is your prospect right now. What is the current situation of your prospect? What are the pain points? What are the routine? What are the thoughts? What are the anxiety, the emotions, and all of that stuff? And then secondly, getting a really good understanding of where does your prospect want to be? What are the desires of the prospects, the wishes, the dreams? Who do they want to be? And what are the desired emotions? And if you have a really, really crystal clear understanding of these two situations, you can then position your offer as a vehicle that gets them from where they are to where they want to be. And that's basically the art of selling something, right? And that's why people buy, because you tell them, hey, this is where you are. I perfectly understand you. And this is the offer that I have that's going to take you to where you want to be. And this is the cost that's associated with it, right? And this applies to all different types of products, right? Whether you're buying supplements, or whether you're buying fashion, or whether you're buying jewelry, or whether you're buying closets, or whatever. It all comes down to this, right? Like, how is this product going to take me from where I am to where I want to be, right? Everyone is super selfish. Everyone is super egoistic. And these are the questions that you have to answer to your prospect in the creatives and on the landing pages. And yeah, this is like something of the coaching from Sam that I literally have this like printed out to remind me of this all the time. The art of sales is to create separation, right? If you master the art of pinning down the current situation of your prospect and pinning down the desired situation of your prospect, you can then best put you and the product that you're selling as the vehicle that takes them from where they are to where they want to be, right? So basically, conversion optimization is then just the art of communicating the offer in a way that it resonates with the prospect and gives them what they want. And then the creatives or the website are just the tool that's used to communicate this with visuals, with design, and with the copywriting that you have. And that's why I started with this whole thing of evolutionary psychology and how to sell, because basically the creatives and the websites are just tools, right? Like, I don't want to start with talking about the website because that's just showing people the information, right? And now I want to show you some different examples that are great page examples of different landing pages that we built for different products that are getting across these points really well. So the first one is Coconut, right? This is a company from Spain that's selling skincare, hair care, and all of those different products. So what you can see here on this page is that directly in the first section, we talk about the desired situation of the customer, right? Reveal your most radiant glow. Say hello to the Wonder Mask, a new secret weapon to your beauty and the holy grail of fresh, clean, and impurity-free skin and body. Transform your skin now. It's cruelty-free, it's vegan, it's amazing, it's toxic-free, and all of that. So almost just in this like one section of the landing page, I get across the main value proposition and I pinpoint the desired situation of the prospect, right? I'm going to give you another good example. This is an example of KinoBody. He's a fitness influencer from Canada. And with him, we've been selling this this offer basically of like testosterone with like a digital products. And if you see this above the fold, it's basically, again, pinpointing the desired situation of a young male audience, saying, hey, how everyday men are skyrocketing their testosterone levels and building a leaner and stronger body in 30 days. I've helped transform the bodies of 75,000 men to have higher ambition, more drive, and energy. And I will show you one last example of an ice bath that we've also built the page for. And I think this is driving the point home really well. So here, for example, we also show the images of happy customers. And we say unlock peak performance, achieve peak performance through fast and optimized recovery with our portable ice bath. And what you see that all of these sales pages are pretty similar in the way that they are built and communicate the information, right? And basically, in order to have a really solid sales page that resonates with your customers, it all comes back to this, right? You need to understand the current situation and the desired situation. If you have a really good understanding of that, then it's almost too easy to just fill in like a nice copy here or here or here, right? And that's the point that I want to make is you have to start with this really, really solid, deep understanding of the target audience so that you can then translate it into a sales page that actually resonates with the prospect. Because if you talk about the wrong pain points or the wrong desired situation, it's not going to be attractive for them, right? It's not going to resonate with them. If, for example, for coconut, let's say this is what they want, but instead I'm going to write, this skincare is helping you with acne and pimples, right? It may be okay. Maybe some girls are going to end up buying the skincare, but that's not what they really care about, right? They really care about having fresh, clean, and a purity skin and body, right? And that's the point. Like then it's really about the nuances of having this really deep target audience understanding. Does that make sense so far? Can you give me a quick thumbs up, thumbs down into the cameras? Okay, beautiful. See a lot of hands going up. Sweet. Then we have the bases covered. So what I have here are like two presentations. I'm just going to jump into this one really quickly. I've shown you like these examples. You can also take your time after the call to just like scroll through them and study them. What you're going to find is that they all have like pretty similar sections, right? I've just shown you guys the hero section, which is pretty similar. And what you're going to find when you scroll down these pages is that they're also similar built, right? Like we have similar sections for testimonials, to build trust, to break down the product and everything. So basically there's like a framework that we always use. And you're going to find this framework if you click on this link and then scroll to the 10th, 11th page. This is going to take a while to load probably. Sweet. So basically, we always have these 6 sections on any sales page that we build. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of break down the sections so that you can then apply those to like a sales page that you're building. Because these are the most important sections that you can have on the page. So the first one, and we just covered this with the 3 examples, is you need to have a strong hero section, right? The hero section needs to get across really, really quickly the main value proposition of the offer, right? We've done it with KinoBody, we've done it with Coconut, and with New Cover. Just by reading this like 1 or 2 sentences, you have a direct understanding of what's the value of the offer and what is it all about, right? So that's what you need to have in the first section on your website. You need to communicate the value of your offer in a way that it resonates with the customers. That's number 1. Number 2 is you want to give them some form of social proof or testimonials to build trust. Because everyone can talk all day long and make the most outrageous claims, but if your prospects don't believe you, they're not going to believe your claims. So you need to have, for example, social proof, reviews. Here, for example, PetLab Co. uses this doctor to build trust, right? So this is also something that you need to include. If I'm opening up this again, the link from Coconut, you see that at the top here, we, for example, have reviews, right? This is a great example of that. So that's the number one for the hero section. The last thing you want to have is a call to action, something like buy now, explore the product, right? Something that's going to get your prospect to take the action that you want from them. Sweet. Number two, compelling storytelling. This is, again, and you're going to find this with like all of the sections, they all tie back to these 2 points, which is why I've spent so much focus on these, right? Because here what you can see is if we want to have compelling storytelling with persuasive copy, we need to understand what is the current pain points that the prospect has and what is the desired outcome of the prospect. With this, it's basically this pillow, right, that you can put in between your legs when you're sleeping, and it's going to fix your back pain. And it has like a really great hook, which is saying revealed secret device chiropractors and physical therapists use to fix sciatica and back pain problems. Amazing hook. You're like, okay, first of all, you have the curiosity. So what is the secret device? Secondly, you have the authority from the chiropractors and physical therapists. And thirdly, it's talking about your current pain points, right? And that's what's making this hook so great. Then here, if you look at the images and the visuals that they use, on the left-hand side, you see the chiropractor, right? Again, in like this nice white kittel, having authority. And then on the top right, you see the current situation of the prospect where they have back pain. It's like a big fat rat. Everything is wrong with this. It's basically the current situation. And then down below, you see the desired outcome of the prospect, right? Like sleeping fine, not having back pain problems anymore. And then you also see that it's probably around this like secret device that she's putting between her legs that helps her sleep better. And you don't give anything away. You don't pitch. You don't tell them what the product is. You don't tell the price, but you have them hooked, right? After reading this, if this applies to you, you're hooked. And this is basically what you want to achieve with the section. Make sense so far? Any questions to this? Okay, sweet. I can see thumbs going up. Perfect. Third one, and I've also just talked about this, you need to build trust, right? Again, everyone can make claims, but your prospect needs to believe you to believe the claims that you make. You can build trust with different aspects. One of them, obviously, is reviews, right? You want to show reviews of happy customers. Second one, you actually want to show happy customers using the product, right? Similar to what we have from Coconut here, girls smiling using the product. A third one is using press releases of brands, magazines, something like that. And the fourth one is using social proof. So these are all different elements that you can use to build trust. Pretty straightforward, but super, super important to have on your page. Fourth one is objection handling. You can handle objections by using an FAQ section, an accordion, a comparison table, or something like that, just to hide typical objections that your prospects have. So here, for example, they're selling these bath mats, and you can see that on the left-hand side, they basically handle all of the different objections and give the prospect an answer. If the prospect thinks, hey, if I have this bath mat in my bath and it gets wet, maybe it will get germs, or maybe it will get moldy or something, right? And then they give the answer to this, that they have an active cooling technology, it's super absorbent, it's a safe non-slip surface, and all of that. So objection handling is also super important. Again, tying back to you need to have an understanding of your target audience, right? Fifth one, you want to make an amazing offer. I really suggest you to read the book from Alex Hormozi because he breaks it down so well. The long story short of an amazing offer is you want to give your prospects a huge perceived value for the bargain of the price, right? You want to create this bargain feeling for them where they think, okay, this is life-changing and it's so cheap in relation to the value that I'm getting out of this. That's basically the long story short for making a really great offer. And the sixth one is you want to give them security, right? You want to remove any anxiety that they have. The UDI is an amazing example of this. If you go through their checkout, they give you a money back guarantee. They communicate free shipping, free returns, and they also, again, build trust by saying they have over 1 million happy customers. Sweet. So now we went through that. So those are basically the most important aspects of the of doing CRO. I have another presentation which also includes a bunch of best practices that you can go through. If you go to page from page 46 to page 50, these are a lot of best practices that you can use for your store. And then scrolling down, I also have a bunch of cases here from page 92 to page 100 something. I have like a bunch of iterations, bunch of cases that you can use too. So this is just a resource that I'm going to give you that's included in the document. That's pretty helpful. Sweet. I've talked a lot now, almost like half an hour. What I would do now before I go into like the next things or go over the next topics is let's do like a 5 to 10 minute quick Q&A with all of the stuff that's on your mind, just because I've been basically transferring so much information and stuff, and I want to make sure that you guys can also implement this and have some takeaways.
Carl, do you have an example? Do you have an example where you can show all those steps in a more condensed listing, or something where it's just, if you have a catalog product, you're an actual sales page for a specific product? Like that was a pretty long presentation. It probably would not be made on a, if you had a big catalog of product, you probably wouldn't make a presentation like that on every sales page, every product page, excuse me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What products do you sell?
Well, we're moving to baby products. So we're selling toys. We have 20 toys on a landing on a product page. Each individual toy wouldn't have 6 pages of content.
Okay, I get what you're pointing to. So the thing with that is like you're in the everything with like gifts, accessories, toys, right? Yeah. So basically what you can do is you don't need to have this like breaking down per product, right? Especially because it's like low AOV products. You can make this more like general for like the brand and like stuff that all of the products fit into, right? If you look at, for example, the UDI, they also just have more like general benefits that apply to like all of the different products. And this is something that you can use too for like your toys, because probably they are all like super high quality, right? Or they are all knitted by like super experienced knitters, or they are all going to make like a great gift and like the recipient is super happy, right? There's certain like benefits and like value propositions that apply to like all of the toys, even though like one is a reindeer or one is like a bundle of like 5 animals or something like that. And that's something that I would use in your case, and then I would make it like per category so that you only have to do it like 4 to 5 times instead of like hundreds of times.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm wondering is, so when we advertise products, say like Google AdWords, you're oftentimes people are landing right on the right. They're not actually coming to your website. They're coming to a specific product page. Yeah. And I'm just wondering if there's a best example, what that condensed version of how do you achieve those? What are the most important of those 6 steps? How do you achieve that in one picture? Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. Let me quickly see if I can find like 1 or 2 examples of this. Just opening up like a website So this is the example that I was talking about, right? This is like a regular product page. But what they have are like, for example, like these benefits, or then they have like multiple sections that's talking about like the product benefits and the value proposition. And that's what I meant basically. Because looking at your page, you have like the description, and then you have like other products, right? So what I'm saying is that down below you could have like 3 or 4 sections that are similar to this. They talk about the value proposition of the product. They talk about the brand, right? Maybe you even have like something in the About Us or the homepage that you can use. So this, for example, this would be great. I would put this on every product page, right? Just because you cannot. It's not likely that like every person that goes from Google to product page will then go home page to find this information, then go back product page, right? But this is probably like a big benefit, right? And a big reason why people are buying. Another thing, okay, I cannot find much apart from the testimonials. Testimonials is also a great thing to put on each product page. And then maybe you have like an About Us page somewhere. I'll probably also add like a brand story. Like something about us, like who's behind this, what does the production look like, who is crafting these products, right? I would put like a story, like a nice story on every single product page.
Yeah, we're in the process of completely, because what we have right now sucks, to be honest. But my question is, what would you put above the fold? Like, what would be the most essential part when people first land on the page? They would see before they scrolled. What are the best practices?
Oh, okay. So let me look at this. Like one thing that I'm missing right now is I'm not seeing any like happy customers. I mean, like you have a lot of nice stuff in the images already, but what I'm missing are happy customers like using the products, right? Because you not only want to imagine what it's going to look like in your home, but especially if I'm gifting this to someone, I want to see the happy emotion that they get when they receive the gift, right? So this is, for example, something I would add like an image where you maybe show someone giving this to like another person, they're super happy, or like an image of a family that just received the gift, for example, something like that in terms of the product images. One thing that's missing is social proof or testimonial, like reviews, something like that. I would put probably at the top. That's like an important one. And then I would also put some benefits similar to like these underneath the call to action. That basically you get the information across like pretty easy.
Got it.
These 4, for like this one, for example, and these 4, right? I would just take those and put them underneath the call to action, and those are like the biggest must-haves. And then I mean, the copywriting is done great. I would probably just add like one sentence, which is like which is hitting it out of the park in terms of like a great value proposition, right? And make it like really bold and like grabbing the attention, because the product title is like a bit overloaded with like 3 different names. I would probably have just like one product name, maybe underneath like a testimonial of this was the best gift we ever gave somebody, or something like that. Then have like the product reviews, then the pricing, quantity, add to cart, and then like the different benefits underneath the call to action.
Thank you.
Make sense?
Yep, thank you.
Sweet.
I have one question.
Yeah.
You go, Linda.
Okay, Carl, so I from all the section that you talked about, there's a pain point. I can't really put my brand in that. I don't really know what's the pain point of my product. So I would like to hear your thoughts. So I sell marble tables. So I'm selling furniture, and I'm selling furniture that's quite at the price point quite high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more for the aesthetic.
I mean, that's amazing. I love interior design, especially if it's expensive. This thing of going deep into pain points, you cannot do it with like 100% of products. Probably do it with like 80-90% that you solve some form of pain point. With fashion, jewelry, interior design, it's more so about a certain emotion and a certain expression. So it's all about the desired situation of your prospect, right? Like, especially with like interior design and with fashion, they want to express themselves, right? It's a form of status, it's a form of expression, it's a form of like a positive emotion, and it's all about branding, right? Like they are not going to spend $5 grand on like a random marble table, even if it's pretty. They want to feel like they are buying into some form of brand, right? Think about all of the luxury brand watch brands like Rolex, Audemars Piguet, and whatnot. Like I'm not spending $100,000 on a watch without having like a crazy brand, right? So it's all about the aesthetics, it's all about the branding, it's all about looking amazing. Going through like your product images and stuff, it already looks like pretty nice. I'll probably make your product pages way longer, just because if I look at your product page right now, I would probably almost make it as long as Apple's, right? That you can just scroll through it for ages. Because here you have like you have a couple of pictures, I think like 7-8 pictures. Then you have this. Then you have process, which is nice, and then you have some like Q&A.
Yeah.
And that's it. But it's like a $5,000 product. So I would do my best to do like a really nice storyline of the product. I would, for example, also break down like these processes into like 5 big sections and tell like a long story for like each single step of the product. Because right now this looks nice, but it I don't know, like I don't understand the value of it right now. You know what I mean? And what you want to get across is that like the price point is there for a reason, right? Because it's incredible tough work to cut it out of like these big marble blocks, then like stone cut it, then have people working on it, and you basically want to tell this whole story of, hey, listen, this table costs $5,000 because it takes 3 years to build. There's 20 people involved. We take them from Monaco and fly them to the US, and then we do this and this and this. You know what I mean? So you want to have like a really long story about this product. Right now, it feels like a bit lifeless, if that makes sense. And I also I would probably have like, at the top, I would have like 10 images, and then across the page, I would have another like 10 to 20 images of the product in different sceneries, in different locations, in like a penthouse, a villa with a garden, and all of that stuff, just so people can really envision the product, what it's going to look like in their home, and also have this super high perceived value. Because right now, yeah, it's not enough to sell a 5K product.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
For sure.
Can you look at my bespoke page? Go to the menu and bespoke marble service. So this is so I do custom service as well. It's our specialty, and this is a landing page that I just developed. I just renewed. Do you have any advice?
I mean, it's solid. I would probably give it like a 6 out of 10. I would explain the process more, right? And I would also explain the value more, right? Like, why do I need to get a bespoke? Like, what does bespoke mean? Why do I need a custom one? Like, what's so great about it? I would probably frame it more something like something like a really exclusive one-of-one marble table that's expressing like your individual style, and that's like one out of one, super exclusive, luxurious, right? Something like that in like this frame.
Yeah.
I would probably, similar to your homepage, add like a super high-end video similar to this, right? Which like builds the vibe already, because I really like this video.
Yeah.
What I would probably have like more frames. I would go to like the most high-end penthouses and like huge, crazy big villas, like 45 different locations to showcase that. And then, for example, because here I can only see this small room, this could be anything. I can see it a bit in the that it looks nice. But you know what I mean? Like the type of customer.
Yes.
The type of customer going to spend like 5 or 10 Gs on a marble table is going to have a big apartment. I like a big villa they're going to put it into, so that's what you want to show them. So those would be the biggest ones.
Yeah.
I would probably also make it a bit easier or more direct for them in terms of like barrier of entry, in terms of they can just call you, or they just have like a quick fill-in form to express their interest and then you call them or something like that. Just because the flow from like landing page to like a type form is something of like B2B sales. It's not for like a high-end customized marble product where they're going to spend 5K. You know what I mean? If I go to Dior or Cartier or something, they're not going to send me to like a type form where I go through, you know what I mean? Like you book an appointment with the concierge service, or you leave your number or you made it so that they can call you, right? So that's what I would focus on, and I would probably also put this stuff at the top, right? Because I don't care about trade clients, I care about what it can look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
For
that
sure.
makes a lot of sense.
Carl, so I've got the women's resort wear brand. Do you mind have a look at our page? We get a lot of add to carts, but then they're not checking out. So I'm just wondering why, because we've got all the sizings in there, all the fit. So yeah.
This one.
Yeah. We've just rebranded as well. Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, we just rebranded as well. So.
Yeah. Do you want me to look at a specific page or product?
Yeah. Just have a look at our bestsellers. Say the lady, the third one. That one's quite popular. We get a fair bit of add to cart, but then they don't really check out. I mean, how do we, sell the pain point, the dream on a fashion?
Again, it's fashion, so it's not going to be that much about pain point unless it's like shapewear fashion or something like that, right? Which it's not. This is what I really like is that you show like different models with like different body types and ages. This is pretty good, just so they can imagine themselves better. One thing that I see is I don't see like a easy to use size guide anywhere, which could be like one thing. What I'm a really big fan of is to have like these easy to use side guides where like here it's like the size, and then around somewhere here is like a button that says find my size, and then they click on it, and then it's just asking them for size and weight, and that's almost it, right? As for me, if I go on any like page where I buy something and then I have to measure something, like they lost me already, You know what I mean? I don't know. Women are probably different, but I'm like really lazy, so I want to have it like super frictionless. There are a lot of great apps on Shopify that you can use.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just put in something like size calculator or something on like Shopify App Store, and then it will have like a button here where they can put in like their age, height, and weight, for example, and then it's going to tell them, hey, we recommend you take medium large.
Yeah.
That's one thing. In terms of the price, it seems expensive for like a blues-ish or like a jacket.
Yeah.
So that would be like one thing. If you have more UGC, I would definitely add more UGC because this page is like really short. It just has the product and the test, the reviews. So I would probably see if you can add some form of like UGC here from like happy customers, or if you have like an Instagram.
Yeah, that one's in the front page, home page.
Yeah. So stuff like this, right? From the community, like those are really
Yeah.
like I would just take like all of those images and put it as like a feed, right? And then say something like, look at our happy community, or look at our community of power women, or however you want to call them, right? And then because the UGC is going to be a big one. Typically, when they add to cart and then they abandon the cart or the checkouts, it's either to price being too high, some form of objection or like anxiety coming up, or they just don't have enough motivation to buy, right? To like follow through. They are more like a window shopper. So those fashion somehow like play together, which is why, again, I would put like more UGC just so they can see like this product is like really well liked, because that's also playing into the brand identity and brand value. And again, with fashion, it's all about the brand, especially with like higher price points, because it's not like $30 or something. And I would also play more into like the quality, right? It's like brand and quality, because with every like AOV above like $60, $70, they have to think about it, and they want to make sure that they are making the right decision. So yeah, I cannot take a lot out of this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great value statement, but like material and stuff, I cannot understand if it's like high quality, is it low quality, is it drop shipping, like what is it? So those would be also important factors, because otherwise, like they put it in the cart, they in the checkout, and then they have questions like, is this going to fit me? What if I don't like it? Is it even worth the price? And all of that stuff. So all of the aspects I just mentioned, if you include them on the product page and on the checkout, that's going to work well. Here with the cart, something that we like to do, and I'm going to show you, just to kind of give them more confirmation and have them follow through. It's something what you can see at the top here, right? Like, great choice. You're going to love this blazer, for example. You can just have like an announcement bar saying, great choice, you're going to love this kimono jacket. And then down here in the white space, you could even have some like a testimony or something saying like, I'm so obsessed with this new jacket. I'm getting compliments by all of my friends, similar to here. And those two, like the announcement button and testimonial, are going to work wonders, because then they're like even more hyped, and then they're going to buy.
Yeah. Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sydney, do you want to share your business as well, just to, as we said, we're going around each one?
Yeah, definitely.
Carl, do you want to bring up Sydney's, and then we'll have a look at Deborah's, Arnie's?
Yeah, one sec. Yes.
anything you want to pick out of it. It's all yours.
Any specific questions?
I mean, if you want to look at the headlights right there, if you want to shop now on that and just check those out. I know those are our top sellers. That one on the top left right there. That's pretty much our main focus with what we're doing and the route we're taking. I'm pretty sure just headlight side of things.
Mm. So one thing that I'll have to search for really quickly. So one thing that I'm seeing, especially with like those types of products, is that you need to have like really great product images that include like all of the different features and benefits for the customers. One great resource that I'm going to put into this document is at the bottom and then also into the chat is this one, because this is explaining basically how to do great product images for like those types of products, right? It's not supplements, it's not skincare, it's somewhat like a functional tech-ish accessory.
Right.
So basically what you want to do is you want to show them like, what is this, right? And it's not only lights. Like there's certain like USPs that you have, right? So for example, the first exercise that I always like to do is translate features into benefits for the customers. Like, what does this get me? This gets me that even in the toughest weather conditions, I'm going to see where I'm driving. What does waterproof get me? This gets me that in any weather condition with rain or through the mud, I can still race without problems. And this is going to be tough enough. What is this going to get me? This is going to get me that with whatever quad I'm driving, I can have matching headlights and it's going to look super sick and all of my friends are going to be jealous. What is this going to get me? You know what I mean? So basically you want to go through all of the features and explain to the prospect why they need this. And you want to do it in the here, and you also want to do it on the images. So here you can see, let me just scroll down a bit. Yeah. So basically, first image should always be something in like one sentence condensed, right? Like the main value proposition. These are the perfect LED headlights that are super shiny, can withstand the toughest weather conditions, and are applicable to any color you have, and all of your friends are going to be jealous. Something like that, right? I don't know what's the main value proposition, but that's basically what you want to give them. Because this type, oh yeah, you even have it down here, right? But I have to scroll down for it first. Like all of these are amazing, and you should put all of these. These are really great. You should put all of these into like the product images.
All right.
And into like the top description. Because the problem is, like for me now, I've done this like 10-minute monologue, and I would have just had to scroll down to see all of the information. And this is what happens with a bunch of prospects, is that they and the above the fold, they click through here, they read through this, they don't scroll at all, right? And then they miss all of this amazing information copywriting. And that's why you need to put it in the above the fold section so that they can see it without having to scroll.
Good deal. So features and benefits, and make sure we get that point across to them without having to scroll.
And I would also probably put this video into the product images.
All right.
Yeah, those would be the biggest ones, because literally like this copywriting is amazing. This is exactly what I was talking about. So I would just put that into the images and into like this box, and probably also show them in action. This is a bit of an action shot. I don't know if you have action in here. Yeah, I would probably have like an action shot or like an action video.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Like if you can show them something like this, right? And then you're like, hey, our LEDs can withstand this crazy shit. Then they're going to be like, fuck yeah, let me buy it.
Good deal.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Thank you, sir.
sweet. Okay, any other questions?
Let's go through the last couple of businesses. Carl, Deborah, Hocus Pocus.
Sec. Any specific page you want me to look at?
So I add a lot of listings every month. So I think what I probably need is more general. I sell a lot of hair accessories, and most of my business is really drop shipping. So most of the website visits are just coming to price check. And then later I retarget those customers and I try to sell them like items, oftentimes on sale, and I get a lot of traffic, but my conversion rate is really low.
So what are the main products?
So, okay, well, you can click on the bathrobe. So that one, I already have some ideas based on what you've said. But it's the main products I would say are hair accessories, sunglasses. So if you click on one of those top 4 listings, that's something that I sold those. I should probably put more proof, like that they've been on Allure and on the Today Show and things like that, that I know I can do. But any other quick recommendations would be great.
This is off the record, but I would probably just rip this complete product page because it's pretty similar.
Okay.
Because literally, like you can see with like all of the benefits, all of the sections and everything, it's like pretty similar to like the bathrobes. Like right now, this is like blank to the state that yeah, it's probably like a 2 out of 10 of what it could be right now, which is also the conversion rate is so low, just because it looks like I'm on like Temu or something. In terms of the theme that you use and like what information is displayed and like how the page looks like. I would potentially even check out the Shopify theme store and just switch to another theme, because this seems to be a pretty old school theme.
Do you have suggestions for a theme?
Let me check which ones. What's the name of it? I mean, you can so we have used Prestige a lot. Dawn is good, and there's like one where I'm missing the name. Impulse. Because let me just take a random one. Let me just take Prestige. If I look at this like demo store of this, and then I just go to the product page and I compare this with what you have, like the exact same images and information, just by what the theme looks like, will look way more trustworthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So I would just take a second to go through the Shopify theme store and find something that looks solid. Let's check out Dawn. This looks also solid, right? But just, I don't know what this theme is, but this, like the way, like the price button, this on the right-hand side, the images are small. You know what I mean? It's just a bit weird. So I would rather go with something like this, just where it looks like really clean, information is displayed nicely, images are big, and all of that stuff. You have more sections underneath that you can use. That's basically how I'd go about it, and those then will already be a big leap forward with this. And then secondly, again, have like a bunch of sections underneath that talk about the value of the product. That's like the biggest thing.
Okay.
And that's going to already, just like the theme change without you changing anything else, is going to have a significant impact on conversions just because it looks so much better.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
For sure. Okay, sweet. Who wants to go next?
Ami.
I am now changing my retreat site. If you can see organics-retreat.com, organic spa-retreat.com. Health retreat. Yeah, that's it.
Is there a specific page you want me to look at?
Yep.
And this page?
Yes, yes.
What is the main product you sell?
Like 1 week's health retreat, like a relaxing health retreat, like do massage or like people stay, and but in the bottom it maybe this one is maybe I can put on that is our product.
Okay, what I would probably do, because this is a bit not confusing, but it shows me like so many different options. I would rather have like a one main theme for the above the fold, something like the best organic spa retreats in the area, find the perfect package for you now, and then you have a call to action which says explore retreat packages, right? Just because if you have like these multiple options, it's just like changing all the time, and I don't really understand like what's the one big theme or like the one big value proposition. So that's like one thing that I would do. And with spa and with like those type of retreats, it's also a bit similar to like interior design, where you want to show them like the desired state, right? You want to show happy customers in like dry robes with like on the beach, or in like a nice chilled relaxed way, smiling or drinking like a juice or detox smoothie or something like that.
I think recently one of the guy having trouble for pinpoint is trauma, and like suffer over 10 years, and then we fix it 1 week, and then in this video he's speaking, and he said, I feel much better. I get back to me, and then but it's getting better than before. I think that kind of the customer word we can put on the top with a happy face.
Yeah, I mean,
like a customer experience, customer feedback.
I don't know if trauma is like the right angle. So I would challenge that. I would probably make it more general applicable, something like get relief from stress or something, because trauma is like pretty specific. So for example, if the whole retreat page would base on trauma, I would probably not book, because I would be like, I don't have trauma, I just want a nice spa retreat in Australia. You know what I mean? So I would make it a bit more general, something like the best retreats in Australia, a bit to like this, right? This is what you want to have in like this in the first section. With the location
Australian best, this is SEO keyword.
That's what I would have in the first one, and then something like explore retreat packages. This video, I would probably put it further down. I don't know if this like trauma angle is really well in terms of selling, just because there's not going to be that many people that book because they have trauma, but rather because they want to have like a nice spa retreat.
Okay.
And I would show more of the retreat. This is like the only picture with like these pictures that I can see. Everything else is like stock. These are like stock images, I think. These are stock images. Like, I want to know what the retreat looks like, right? I want to see what the spa looks like. I want to see what the Yeah, so stuff from the gallery. Like this. It's not loading for me. But basically I would like show all of this on the homepage. Make sense?
One trouble is our customer don't want to show the like a massage because massage is naked. We cannot take shit, but we have to maybe find out the model to do that one or spa bath.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can see our facility in retreat package. Yeah, that one in accommodation. Or
yeah, this is amazing. Like this is what I would have on the homepage, because this looks beautiful. Like I can see myself here. You know what I mean? I can see myself here. I cannot see myself on the streets with trauma or like these images. So that's what you want to focus on.
okay, more like luxury feeling, relaxing.
Yeah. Relaxing, nice view, chill, quiet, calming.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what you want to focus on.
Is that like do I have to put more like example pain point like but we cannot show in the stressful face and the happy face. Little negative.
You can show pain points. You can show something like, are you familiar with these feelings? And then you have, you're so stressed from work, or you're feeling overwhelmed or something like that. Don't worry, the Harmony Hill Health Retreat is there to help you. We have massages, we have quiet places. You can escape your busy work life and really find back into your center.
Yeah, I already writing down the top.
What do you mean?
That kind of those very similar word I already put on the homepage right on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to make one image and then one word.
Exactly. So something like this images, this image in the back, and then I would put something like this.
Okay.
Where's this right now?
Yep. Cool. Thank you very much.
These images are great too. I would show more of those types of images that actually show like the spa retreat.
Okay.
Sweet.
Awesome. We're over time, Carl. I just have one question, which is around comparing the impact of qualitative commentary versus quantitative, actually like data that backs up a claim that you're making, versus having a public figure, an influencer. Out of those three, how do you rank? What's the most important?
Great question. I would base it a bit on the area that you're in. So for example, if it's like health related, everything that's like really supplements and stuff, where there's like everything where you make like health claims, I would have like studies, science supporting the claim. If it's more like general, like these leggings give you the best butt, or like this is the best dress to wear or something, then I would probably rather be like a fashion influencer or somewhat authority. So I'd base it a bit on like the niche that you're in with the audience that you're in. The most important thing for that to like build the trust and authority is always have an understanding of who does the target audience look up to, right? Like who do they trust? Who do they believe? What magazines are they reading? What influencer are they watching? What show are they watching? And then basically using those authorities to build the trust.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Been really useful. I think, yeah, we can take some time going through that document you shared and the presentation. Thanks a lot for making that public with us. Any final comments, Carl?
No, it has been a pleasure from my side. Hope this was valuable for you, and greet the other ones that could make it today, and maybe see you one day soon.
Amazing. Okay. Thanks so much, Carl, and thanks everyone for staying up,
Thank you.
waking up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Cheers, Carl.